All right, so hey, J-Law, welcome back, dude. We chatted the other day, and you mentioned you're going racing again. And first, I want to find out what happened with the Arenacross deal because I was actually so pumped because I'm announcing Arenacross. I'm like, hell yeah, J-Law is going to be there. It'll make it so much fun. And then it just kind of went sideways.
Yeah, that's right. It did go sideways, but I think I kind of jumped the gun maybe on how solid my deal was with Phoenix Racing, and I kind of assumed that everything was going to go through. And I mean, I was confident it was, but as it turns out, I mean, they had other things going on with Dylan coming into their team, and with Kyle Peters already kind of on a streak doing what he's doing. They didn't want to disrupt that program any more than they had to, and then it wasn't exactly a 100% fit with those guys. So we kind of parted ways, I guess you would say. But I look at it more like I had an awesome opportunity right there, and it jump started my what I'm on right now, and I was real hyped on riding when I got back. So I just want to thank those guys, but definitely didn't work out because I lost a ride with Phoenix. It wasn't, hey, I don't want to do Arenacross anymore. I was looking forward to it, dude, 'cause it looked
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Well, and I think it would have been the whoops are still pretty gnarly. Like as I'm watching it again, I'm going, those are some pretty heavy duty whoops. Like you still got to do those. I don't think the jumps are like, you and I talked a little bit about you practicing on a supercross track again and how sketchy that is. And they're definitely, I think the jumps you'd be fine with. It's just the whoops they're legit.
Yeah, I was like scared riding the Supercross track. I felt like it was a little over my head, but that was right off the bat, and I don't really think that had anything to do with why our deal fell apart with Phoenix. I think it
Yeah.
was just I don't think they really understood like how I do things or what I don't know. I think they maybe expected a totally different person, like I don't know. Like I got in their car and they had a Kid Rock CD in there, and I'm like, dang, this is awesome. And I started playing it, and it's an edited CD. And I'm thinking like that's probably what they wanted was an edited J Law here. And nothing, I can't do it, dude. Can't do it.
We need a G version. And you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
all right. So moving on, you kind of parted ways over that deal, and you did a sprint enduro, right?
Yep.
I've seen this US Sprint Enduro. I've actually talked to the guy that runs it, and I think it's super cool. It's a really unique type of racing. So you went and did the opening round, right?
Yeah, I did. Actually, on my Instagram, it was last year's season. I wanted to go to the south of the border first round. Zacho was going and he ended up racing. And I was like 2 days before it, I had my 250 and I wanted to shoot up there. So I made a post about it. And I even wrote them a direct message and said, like, hey, I want to do your series. Well, it fell apart. I never contacted them again. I didn't go for a year. I wrote him the same message prior to the first round this year, but I was dead serious on going. And I went there and dude, it didn't disappoint. I mean, it was awesome. Like I went there solely on just knowing what the format was and thinking, man, that must be fun. And then
Yeah.
it really must suit like a moto transition guy. And it totally does, man. It's awesome.
So explain the format a little bit for people who aren't familiar, and then what I love about what you're trying to bring right now, and this is probably why it wasn't a good fit with Phoenix, because you just want to go have some fun and race dirt bikes, and they're a little more serious. They're trying to win titles, and they've got Dylan trying to compete at the very highest level of Supercross. So I get it, right? Like they have their thing, and you're just like wanting to come have a good time and bring some fun to it. And you did that with this. So tell me a little bit of like your interactions with Johnny Gerard and all that stuff we were
Uh,
talking about.
all right. Well, I had known I was wanting to do this since last year. I got the opportunity to do the GNCC, and I'm like, all right, I like it. But I was riding in North Carolina in December or November, and Johnny G came out there and rode, and he was bullshitting with me with Caleb Russell, and we're talking about the GNCC, and I was like, yeah, I liked it, and they both said, well, if you like that, then you got to do a sprint, because meaning if you don't hate riding in the woods, then you're gonna love, not having to ride for 3 hours. Changes the whole game. Well, like I went there. I was definitely going already, but there was no doubt about it right there. I had a friend, so I started poking the bear, and I told him, like, oh, I'm going to come take the red plate from you. And, I'm just joking and da da da. Turns out, man, I get there and like, whew, I got smoked, like I can't even talk about it no more. But it was crazy, and it was so cool though to go there, not ride good, get absolutely smoked, and like everybody was still stoked. You know, I was like borderline in the way out there, and everybody was just hyped. You know, like, I was
Yeah.
confused, to tell you the truth. I saw people like cheering, and I'm thinking, yeah, I'm killing it this run. I got it going this run. Look, they're cheering for me, and dude, I pull off and I look at the timing, and I'm like, what? You know, I'm like, this is crazy. I'll go right over to Johnny's pit and I'll talk some more smack to him, like just for fun, and then leave. And he's like, already got his helmet off, his chest pro off. He's got like one drink down. I'm like, come on, dude, you're hurting my feelings here. It was awesome.
So explain how that format works.
All right. Well, you do, there's a moto test that they call it and an enduro test that they call it. They're two totally separate tracks. You're going to ride them each 3 times each day. So you do six per day, 12 total, and you add your times all together. You don't get no throwaways. It's not a best time type thing. So it's really like you got to find that line of how hard do you want to push, or you want to just play it safe. Because a guy like me, I crashed like maybe 100 yards from the end on the enduro test, and like there goes like 40 seconds right there for me to get myself up. So you got to add them all together, and you take off like 15 seconds apart at intervals. Like I never passed anybody the whole time. I don't expect to this time. So it's kind of cool. You're kind of like in your own zone, but at the same time, I wasn't able to like really like pace anybody, or I don't know. I had a hard time because the guys in front of me were all so fast. There were 7 of them. As soon as they would take off, they're out of sight right away. So, I mean, I just did like the best I could on the moto track, but you add all your times together, it's over 2 days, maybe like an hour and a half or something time. And I ended up 44th out of like 200 that were there.
You were top 10 in your class though, right?
Actually, I think if you check the point standings right now, I should be top 10 in the championship with 13 points in the Pro 1. I'm definitely demoted though right now. That's a bad decision. You know, like they're sandbaggers. I didn't want to be a sandbagger. I'm like the opposite. I don't know what that is. They don't even have a word for that yet.
Yeah, I don't know what that word is. We'll
Well,
have to
I'm
come
going
up
back
with it.
down the ladder. There's pro am. I'm not doing that. I'm definitely not doing pro women. That's a tough class. And I'm doing open A. There's only one class lower than the one I'm going for that's within my range, and that's 25 plus AB.
Okay.
I'm
Okay, cool.
if I'm at 25 plus AB at round 3, then that means we had a bad time at round 2.
Round 2 did not go well.
Yeah.
Cool, man. And what's like kind of what's your goal with all this? Like you were talking to me a little bit yesterday about just like wanting to kind of have some fun, and you love riding your dirt bike. And like if this is a cool way you can go do it and have some fun and bring some fun to the sport, then cool.
Yeah, I do. And I mean, when the Phoenix deal fell apart, I kind of was like open back up to being able to do whatever I wanted, because at the same time, I got a new deal with Billy at HBI Auto in North Carolina. So I had a bike and I didn't really have to worry about that, because the Phoenix thing, I was doing Arenacross because I needed like a bike and support just to ride. You know, I didn't really know where I was going with it. I didn't really want to be the Arenacross champion. You know, and I kind of had like goals towards something off road, I thought, last year when I wanted to come back. That's why I went to the GNCC. So I want to just do as much like fun stuff as I can. And I said that when I got this deal originally, I made an update on Instagram and I said, like, hey, anybody has an event, you know, like a festival, hit me up. And it's been incredible how many people have like reached out to me that I'm not coming to all your events. It's just simply not going to be possible. You know, it's like a full on like AMA tour. So I know I'm going to do like the Gypsy 500, probably, you know, like Gypsy Tales helps me out, and just a bunch of fun things, man, like whatever I can do, and more, more racing geared than what maybe I let on at first, because I realized right here at the sprint, like I really dig the competition, you know, like
Yeah.
aspect of it. Like I really want to come off the line and look at the time and be like, oh, you know, like it's like looking at the board at Supercross, but when you look at it and you're not on the board, you know that feeling. You look over and you're like, oh, where am I at? So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard too, right? To mix being competitive, but also just being there for fun, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you can do both. You just have to figure that balance out.
It's hard to like, I don't know. I think like a lot of people are like scared or like worried about what's going to happen when they go and they get their doors blown off. So, I mean, I still have like all my friends trying to put my doors back on right now, and we're on the way to the next race. So it's almost funnier, like now there can't be a better situation for me at this second race. Then I'm going there like, dude, I'm definitely going to do better than I did last time. If you
Yeah.
saw me last time, you're definitely going to be impressed this time. So that's what I think.
What changes are you making? Did you make any like bike changes or is there anything you're gonna do different? Just strategy. Now you know what to expect.
I don't want to make excuses at all because this is a situation I'm in, but like I mean, it's like me and my buddy are working on my bike like up till the last minute. We really didn't have our stuff together, but we were so geared up on going. And a huge thing is walking the track or bicycling the track, and like when I spoke to the promoter on the way up there, they were like, well, what time are you getting here? Because it's really important that you walk the track, ride the track. Everyone does that. And I'm like acting like I was just joking, but I'm like, I got it. If you see anybody, you tell them that I'm out there on the track, that I did it. I got all the lines. She's like, oh, okay, cool, cool. Well, dude, I got smoked. That's a huge thing is you got to know the track. You got to just be more comfortable with it. And I had a couple things came in like last minute for my bike, like the biggest thing. Shout out Jeff Cernick and Glover hooked me up with some Dunlops. They didn't make it. So my
Oh,
buddy got me a couple tires. And tell you the truth, dude, we didn't make it till 5 o'clock in the morning was when we got there. So we're going totally different, dude. We got an Airbnb this week. Thank you, Fist. And we're leaving early Friday. We're going to be there. We're going to walk. Well, Johnny G's going to put me on his girl's bike, he said. He didn't say, but he's going to hook me up. He has a bike that he just bought for his lady, and he's going to use it to ride the track. And he said he can help me out. So that's a good dude. That's what's
that's
cool about
awesome.
off road. That's what I mean by like I was in there in their class and I could have seen how some people could have been like disrespected by it or like, I don't know, like a little upset, like, you're not serious. But everyone was cool, like they're just
Yeah.
like laughing at me.
Yeah. Honestly, man, I've found even motocross out here on the West Coast, the NGPC and works and all this stuff, hare and hound and hare scrambles. Dude, it's super chill. It's like there's just not all the ego and attitude that you would get at in a lot of moto stuff. And it makes it more fun. You can just go out and enjoy yourself at whatever level or whatever your interest level is or intensity level is, and no one cares. They're just like you're part of the riding and racing community.
Dude, it's actually like racing at the higher the level you're racing, the less fun it is.
Yeah,
It's like, it's crazy like that.
yeah. Tell me about this. You got a couple sponsors in the back there. What's up with that stuff?
Yeah, I did. Let's see what we got. Well, we got the Fist. Because see, I wear the Fist gloves, and this is the thing. Like, they're a big sponsor of mine now. I'm going off road. I'm off road, and they pretty much paid for my trip last time I get there. And guys are like, "Here, you got to put these hand guards on." I'm like, "Dude, what do you mean? I'm a glove sponsor's my main guy. I'm not putting hand guards on. You ain't even gonna see them." So I got like the socks and stuff. People don't even know that. So Fist is about my biggest sponsor. That's why they're all up there. Mr. Nice Cream, I love him. And then Brandon Mays at Magari hooks me up, dude. Like these are all cool people. Like I could really get Scott to hook me up with like spies or some kind of like big goggles. But I think it's so cool. My buddies that have like made things and that we can help them grow. So that's really it, man. Got this
So,
dude right here.
so Fist makes socks too.
Dude, they do.
Is
Hold
that
on.
like if you ball up your toes into a little ball, that's like a foot fist?
Oh no. But no, they're the whole Johns, like I thought Fox had a patent on these. Like
Oh,
you can only find these from Fox when I was racing, and they were like $40. We would buy them off MX South.
oh
So
man,
we make them, but they hooked me up with them, and then I just put them in the boot and just cover them up. You never know it.
I love it. Well, yeah. So, but did you bust your hands with handguards without handguards?
No, actually, I didn't. at
Okay.
all. There wasn't even one spot that you could, well, there was one you could hit maybe a tree, but dude, they made the track so nice. Like on the moto one, there was no way that, like it was never it was a consistent width the whole time. It was like a narrow motocross track. But then the enduro one, it's different than what a normal enduro trail would be because they mark the track with like a ribbon, to like contain you. Whereas at the other one, they put the arrow and then you have like a X amount, 30 feet or whatever width that
Yeah.
you can go and it develops lines. And that's a big part of it at GNCC. I didn't see those lines and kids were passing me and like something you just pick up on at the racing. Well, at the sprint enduro, it's not like that. There are no like little snippet lines that come in. So you could really just focus on the line. You don't really come up on any other rider because the way they start you, you're paced out behind the guy in order of your last lap time or your current overall. So it's hard for you to even gain any time. So
Mm.
you really just focus on yourself and it's cool. It's a little different. And I think it'll be easier for me to learn because it's more just about getting your flow and slowing down, actually, like not trying to remember the track, but just not overriding the track, I think.
Yeah. Well, like you said, a crash, you might bust your butt to gain 5 or 6 seconds on a guy, but you crash, you just lost 40. So you
Yeah,
really gotta keep it on 2 wheels. That's a big part of it.
well, and thank God for the age we're in now with the electric start. The
Oh, yeah.
electric start, phew, my bike doesn't stall now. It don't stall because I have an electric start. It just won't. I
Yeah.
got a hydraulic clutch, so I have no clutch fade. I really have it all set up. I just need to, keep doing it. And I think with the sprint enduro, I think you're gonna see a lot of guys. The more guys that try this, they're gonna love it, dude. Like there's
Yeah.
guys like Joey Crown, there's countless guys in there that I look at. Like I saw Travis Sewell coming this weekend, but not even just about like coming and moonlighting or whatever, coming for one round. I think this kind of series, like if you're a moto guy and you're about to crest over the hump of not wanting to be at that top level and you still want to do something, did you transition right to this? And it's like I think it's like a stepping stone from there to GNCC. Not really to say a stepping stone, but like it's an intermediate point.
Yeah.
So I think people would excel at it. I think people should try it for real.
And it's just a good time. Like you said, if you like off-road and you like moto, but maybe 3 hours or even an hour and a half is a long time on a bike, this is a great option. It's little spurts, right? Like
Dude,
you get a lot
yeah,
of ride time, but it's all kind of chopped up.
you do like they do the minis in the morning on each day. So then it was like 11 o'clock was the riders meeting, and then everything's like super chill. Like yeah, 11's the riders meeting, but it ain't like they're out there calling your name, gonna find you if you're not there at 11:05.
They don't
Then
do
they
roll
start.
call.
Yeah, and like when you do your test, you'll do your test and then you pull off and you have, say like I was the first class to go. So I would take off like at the beginning of like, like enduro test one, and then we would be done. And then it takes like 30 minutes for everybody to clear the track. And then you're riding the other track anyway, but they set you up with a time. They tell you next stage time is gonna start at 11:40. So like pro class is going at 11:40 and you can figure out when you're going to start by then. But then everyone just hangs out like, you're chilling right there, getting in your line and then going like bullshitting a little bit. It's cool. I couldn't imagine having to do that, like what that scene would look like at a pro race. Like they'd all be like 10 feet away from each
Yeah.
other with like little gas cans and stuff. But it's so cool.
So, is there anything else you might do? Like, I thought those J-Day events look super fun back east.
Yeah, they
There
do. I actually spoke to those promoters. That would be something cool. Not to keep harping on Johnny G, but that dude, like, he's like a legend from that.
Yeah,
So it's cool to see, like, you can, I don't know, you can race so much different stuff. If you can ride a dirt bike, like, you can do anything, like, there's so many different things you can do.
yeah, and they also have all classes, right? It's not just for pro guys. I mean, you could be beginner,
Yeah.
they got a class for you, right?
Yeah, for real. They have a ton of classes on there. You sign up, it's ussprintenduro.com, and you can see all the classes. But they got updates on Instagram that are good. US Sprint Enduro on Instagram. They give you like weekly updates. and you can see all the classes and stuff, all the results. It's cool too because you keep up with the results. Like my family was like watching the results, and they do like a live stream right on the start. So it's cool, dude. I imagine like if you're not a pro, that's about as pro as you're gonna feel
Yeah,
if you're at that level.
yeah. That's rad. Well, cool, man. Well, we're gonna keep following along, and I hope folks will come out and check it out. And dude, just stoked that you're out doing it again, man. We got to get you out to like the Elsinore GP and some of the other stuff we're
Yeah,
pulling together.
for real. I'd love to do that. I'm gonna keep up with the Arenacross series too. Looks cool.
Yeah, we're having fun. I picture if you and Cody Groves got together, it would be like a pretty good comedy show.
Hey man, that dude is awesome. I just learned about him recently. You should probably check out the Siege Speed episodes on YouTube. Guy kills me.
Oh,
He
dude, you
kills
sent
me.
me that one. I was dying. That guy is so
Man,
funny, and
I say that like that maybe I was born a little 10 years too late for how I wanted to be. Holy crap, that boy is like, man, he's like a 70s baby or something. I don't know. He's funny.
he is funny. All right, dude. Well, hey, thanks for taking the time to catch up with us. We appreciate it. Good luck. It's this weekend, right?
Oh yeah, boy. I'm chilling today. I'm chilling tomorrow. I'm leaving on Friday and I'm walking the track on Friday.
Yeah, walk that track this time. All right, we'll kick some butt, have some fun, and we'll stay in touch, brother.
All right, dude. Thank you.
You got it. See ya.
See ya.
If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos, comment what you thought, and share it with your friends.